So it sounds like Carl is guarding the bones. He might be a vampire alongside with his brother.
I can dig him.
You'll get your second chance, my dear.
And you.
Make it hurt. Wink! I'm gonna scoot up so that way I'm, comfortably sitting on the horse and, kind of, arms, drape around, because Lyra has no idea where to put her arms, so it's just is this okay?
Esmeralda sort of, shifts her hips a little bit, and it's a little bit more comfortable. You get a lady boner.
Yeah,
no.
Totally. Tink! It just hits the armor.
Gross.
Your clitoris grows a little bit larger.
Good God, is this Bible black?
Oh.
That's a reference.
Yeah, it is.
It's been a minute. Okay, cool. But, can we be a Valaki now?
Well, first, you're gonna have to cross a river. And...
I jump.
Well,
8-foot vertical leap.
the other thing that's happening is, as the day starts to progress, the sky starts to darken. And, slowly but steadily, a rainstorm begins to form in the sky.
Of course.
Controls the weather.
What is this fucking raven?
It swoops down. Strahd controls the weather. Right in your ear. Nip. Sloops away. It takes about 2.5 hours to reach the river, and you can see that the bridge that crossed that river has been kind of hastily torn down. Nearby, about a 5 minutes ride away, there is a shallow area that they would be able to ford the river. Or you may examine the bridge if you like, and see whether or not you feel comfortable risking it a different way.
I don't think taking the bridge would be wise, because that's the more obvious approach. What do you think?
I want to check it.
How does the water look? Is it rushing?
It is starting to get faster. It wasn't the laziest river at the best of times.
Right.
And it is starting to pick up a little bit.
I think the issue is he's trying to just act brave.
Can I check the bridge?
Yeah, make a perception check.
17.
17. It looks like the parts that are still there look pretty sturdy, but there is a fairly substantial gap in the middle.
Okay. So is it a wooden rope bridge, or is this a wooden built bridge?
It's a wooden built bridge.
Wooden built bridge.
That has been sort of burnt and hacked in the middle to remove the crossing easily.
Is it salvageable? If I...
No. It would take you several hours to fix. How wide is the gap?
Yeah.
The gap is about, 15-ish feet.
That's not a jumpable gap.
No.
There's a part that, one of the beams kind of extends more outward, that the difference is about 8-ish feet.
Okay.
That's not enough for a horse.
And you, of course, would not be able to stand on it. A person might, yeah, a horse probably could.
We're not gonna have, the horse's name. No, I can't think of the horse's
Dressage?
name. No. From Shadow of the Colossus. We're not gonna have a...
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yes,
no,
a moment.
You might. If
Thank you.
Don't kill aggro.
What are you guys doing?
Okay, you know what?
He lives, it's okay.
I'll try to jump it, and if I fall in, someone please fucking get me.
The big character.
I have an idea. I could try and get across and tie a rope to you, and that way you have a security to not fall.
How about you guys go across, you toss the rope to me, I tie it around my waist, and so if I do fall, you grab me.
Yes.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Sounds good. Somebody take my horse.
Okay, they can leave your horse.
I'll get up on Groza, since...
I didn't say this, but Besna is back with Arena.
Okay.
Did not come.
Alright. Besna disappears from your side and reappears back next to Arena.
Besna would be like, people!
Yeah.
I want to say in Norman Cetus' current form,
oh god,
his people torso holds on to the reins of Tatzel's horse.
Oh, I was gonna get up on Groza.
Gross. No, that's better. And gross.
Yeah. Just ride Groza.
Everybody make a strength saving throw.
Could I
Because
ride on your horse and just hold you up?
you could also try.
Are you
No.
strong, Petri?
Not when you're already doing a
Jesus
strength saving
Christ, come
throw.
the fuck on.
Strength saving throw?
I did. I came the fuck on.
7.
Ooh.
17.
4.
21. Strong boy.
No.
8.
Oh no!
God damn it, guys.
It's right.
And so the DC was 10.
Oh my god! Okay.
Okay, so everyone who failed that, as you guys are crossing this ford, sort of all together, the a swell sort of rises up and pushes against most of you. It's not hard. It's only around your waist, but some of you are concentrating on other things and kind of slip out of the saddle. Everyone who failed, I need you to roll a dexterity saving throw.
No, that's fucking dice.
Can I give advantage to someone to try and reach for them?
Not yet.
Luther drowns.
Oh no!
Norman Steedus' centaur body tries to catch you.
14 plus 3, so 17.
Okay. You manage to grab on to your horse's saddle and hold on as it continues.
Yeah.
I got a 10.
You're like driftwood on the river.
Susan?
Modified 20.
You're fine. You're barely fine. You take 2 points of bludgeoning damage.
Thanks,
No.
damn.
From a log.
But yeah, from a log that clocks you aside the head. But you're barely able to hold on to your horse. Tatzel, you're watching this in mounting horror.
He's so glad he didn't get the water.
I'm fine.
Guys, they tell horror stories to baby vampires, and this was one of them.
So you guys are successfully across this bridge. Or across this area. Tatzel, you are standing on the bridge, trying your best not to look very scared. Who is throwing the rope and what's going on?
I was gonna tie a rope to an arrow and shoot it at his feet, so
Okay.
it would definitely get there.
Please don't shoot it through his foot.
Just go ahead and
I'm really
roll.
gonna shoot arrows. And
Don't roll a 1 and
Wow, this is the third 12 in a row I've gotten on this dice.
that's good.
Not a 1.
Yeah.
There's a rope arrow next to you now,
Okay.
and the other end is now tied to the bridge itself. I think.
He's going to tie it up around his waist
Mm-hmm.
so that if he fucking falls, they can get him out real quick.
I'm gonna
Very good
hold
idea.
on to the other end. Slack. Give him a lot of slack.
Is anyone else holding on to the rope?
I don't know where we are in conjunction to each other.
Right now, the people who are you've crossed the river.
Yes.
Tatzel is on the bridge along with anyone who's doing stuff with the rope.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, you could stand near the river or do whatever you want.
Yeah, I'll hold the rope.
I will stand I will stand kind of at the edge of the river in case I could just hop in there and get you
Norman Studis paused nervously at the water.
with
With
his hands.
Yes, exactly.
With his human hands.
Ick.
Back up and make a running jump for it.
Make-
Acrobatics, yeah.
Make an acrobatics check, yeah. Do you have hard?
9.
9 total?
9.
Okay. Tatzel. Run, leap, and your toe gets caught on a nail.
Fuck.
No.
And you tip over, and you fall into the water. Immediately.
As soon as I see him going down, I'm pulling on the rope.
You
Yeah,
guys
I'm also-
yank as hard as you can. You, and you.
Mhm.
Roll and add your strength.
10.
18? 10?
16.
You are able, all three of you together, to yank as hard as you can, and you pull Tatzel dripping and very unpleasant from the water.
What damage does he take?
Tatzel takes as much damage as if he had been in the water for 1 round.
1d10 damage per round.
1d10? Okay. 7. You take 7 points of awful burning damage. You see as Tatzel emerges from the water that he is sort of smoking a little bit on edgy bits of exposed skin.
And trembling like a leaf.
And terrified. Tatzel, you dropped into the water and were it was immediately dark, freezing cold. You're buffeted side to side. You feel the sort of just the blessed yank of this rope around your waist, and you pray to anything really that you tied that knot correctly.
Mm-hmm.
You lash out and grab onto the rope, feeling your skin starting to just burn as the water, the sort of the purifying aspects of running water strips away at whatever it is that keeps you alive. And then you are pulled, gasping, and cold and shivering from the river.
One of the hag nightmares that they gave us in the fight was that. So
I'm gonna give Tattle a big hug and cast Cure Wounds at level 1.
Mm-hmm.
So you heal.
Oh, and also the monks are there.
Yeah.
I forgot completely.
Hey, thanks.
They're hanging around.
They could have totally helped us.
oh well.
They all saved their checks at least.
So you heal for 9.
They were getting ready to jump in.
Okay, so I'm back to full.
You're back to full.
Just shivering. Like, freaked out shivering.
Just like checking, like making sure that everything like is no more burning, like trying to dry him off, like
It's just not. It's running water. I'm okay.
you're not.
I'll be fine. Just get the.
Are you
Let's just
sure?
get away from the river, please.
Okay, we do that.
You continue your journey.
Yeah.
About another hour's ride east. You crest sort of over a rise in the road, and ahead of you can see laid out in front of you the farmland and hills and the lake surrounding Valaki. Valaki does not look quite like how you remember it. It is blackened. Parts of the wall have fallen in. You can barely see shapes like striding along the top of the wall. You see the Vistani caravan still circled on top of the area where the Dusk Elves live, but there don't seem to be any campfires burning there at the time. Then you bring your horses to a halt.
Mallory's like this are just like clenching like open and shut when she sees this.
Emil, Bobs, and Bianca step off their horses and approach the rest of you and say, Emil says, I think we would prefer to approach on foot. We will see if we can enter in through that north area there and start bringing civilians out past the lake. Please try to keep them away from that area as much as possible.
Thank you for your help, Emil.
You're welcome. If all else fails, we will meet you at the chapel. We will aim for there last.
Okay.
There's a big pat on your back. And then all three of them, like, jump really high into sort of like the trees, Naruto style, and start moving through the forest around to the north of the town.
Her like looks at Esmeralda like, how is she reacting to this? I'm glad I told her before that because there would have been questions.
Mm-hmm. Esmeralda is sort of like, she is tapping her artificial foot, and you actually watch like she is reaching at something like attached to it to make that happen. Just like it seems to be sort of a nervous tick of hers.
Are you okay?
Yes, I'm fine. What? I'm not happy, but
Thank you for
one
trusting.
takes one's allies when one can get them.
Thank you for trusting me.
What?
Lithra,
That's all.
do you recall what part of the city her house was in? Walked her house.
Yes. Liz doesn't though.
It's in the eastern part.
Can I point to it from where we're at?
It would be difficult for you to make out, but you could describe it.
I do that.
Valaki is sort of like an isosceles triangle, sort of spread out. There's the long southern wall. There's an entrance on the east and the west. You are approaching from the west, going toward the east, and then there's an entrance on the north near the lake.
Okay.
And if you remember, Wachter House is more towards the eastern end.
Okay. It's more towards the eastern end. It looks like this.
It's a large. It's kind of the second largest house in town.
It looks like it doesn't even want to exist anymore.
Yeah, it is a very old, kind of unpleasant-looking rectangular structure. Lots and lots of ivy and sort of growth around it, untended gardens and that kind of thing. It stands by itself a little bit. It would not be too difficult for you to find.
Right. Well, I think we should split up now. There's more than one entrance to Valaki,
There are more than one gates, yes.
and if possible, maybe perhaps you are kicking up before we're even anywhere near the house.
We'll go on ahead. You free, please be careful. We'll see you at the end of it.
Before I leave, I gave Tatzel the nullstone I have. Because...
Oh, what?
The millstone is the...
I stole.
Oh!
Here you go, in case there's some magic.
Malorian hands Tatzel it's sort of an odd-looking device. It is a small lump of gray clay engraved with this holy symbol.
You took this.
Well,
This is what they used on the golem.
yeah.
Good thing they left.
You stop!
Interesting.
We're just not going to tell them that happened.
They're gone, they don't know.
I don't know. Kira will be pissed. Well done.
Since I can't use my pass without a trace on you.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. But if you don't use it, you have to give it back.
What if he said he used it and you didn't? And he didn't.
I will
and he
still
kept
check to make sure that
You're going to frisk him.
Yes.
And that's not going to go
think
over
so.
well.
It's a very
Do you remember what
frisky
happened
episode.
last time?
Last time what?
I don't know. I don't know if
Just
she's not
looking around
remembering.
like I've been frisked and didn't know it.
Yeah.
No, I remember that.
No, I know what you're talking about.
Like, Luther's just like, he kicked the shit out of you.
No, I was thinking more of the time you tried to take something from someone like by being stealthy and that didn't work.
Do you remember last time?
I remember both last times.
Didn't work out so well.
Nope.
Let's go.
Okay.
Give us about 10-minute head start.
I think I will turn into a bat and give my team an idea of what we're up against. So,
Do you want me to camouflage you? As a bat.
I guess we must.
I'm pretty
There's
good
some
at
mud
it.
nearby.
You just put some dirt on him.
Has
That's-
Van Richten seen him do this?
No, I don't think so.
I'll turn into a bat.
Like,
Van Richten watches interestedly.
So,
Luther's gonna be behind him. You're so fucking creepy and obvious.
It's a professional curiosity.
Which
I do
know,
hunt them.
because he's only like
It's
yeah.
very small.
He's
bat.
like the
Very
size of
small
a
one.
mochi.
like the most one. Like most of them are pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
He's a little
He's
boy,
little. He's young.
and he's very white.
He'll just like flutter down to the mud puddle, and you can like watch a very taskless like, no, no.
Come on, Bardock, you can do it.
And then I keep cursor.
The magnificent Bartok.
And then like take a like as much of a deep breath as a little bat can, and then toss himself in. Yeah.
It's the most adorable thing I've seen all day.
And then crawl out like, did I do it?
You are much darker. It is significantly less obvious that you are a little blonde boy bat.
Luther applauds.
Well then,
Flap off and fly away.
Esmeralda says, "We'll wait 10 minutes and then we will join you. Try to keep them away from the mansion, please."
They'll see us coming. Be careful of Carl. Carl.
Carl.
Carl.
We'll keep an eye out for this car rule. I do hope he's not too dangerous.
He's one of Walker's kids. He's going to be a pushover.
Carl.
No.
Not
No.
okay.
You would have been disgusted if you'd seen him.
So what are you guys doing then?
I feel like
The sneaky team, roll some... I guess you guys can kind of like edge through the woods on your way towards the eastern gate.
He
I
just
see what you're
flew
gonna do.
like around and then like cut up over as soon as like
question.
he was close enough.
Got it.
Can before Tatzel transforms, can I have like taken Groza?
Oh, he has.
Eye grows up.
Yeah.
You guys aren't
Oh,
taking
okay,
it.
we're not-
Unless you want to bring Groza.
No, I don't. I'm not gonna take Tatzel's fucking horse without his permission.
Yeah,
That's
that's
gonna go over
Norman
real bad.
Cetus.
You're still on Normacetus. Normacetus lasts for a while.
Yes. Well,
Gross.
if we're going to make a scene, I suppose we should.
Where do we want to make a scene?
Do you remember when they were going to do the Wicca, the Sun Festival?
How far away is that from her house?
Pretty far. Okay. It's a very noticeable part of town. It's in the center.
Do you think the stage is still there?
I hope it is.
Oh God.
That's how we always seem to perform.
Esmeralda taps
guys
you on
were
the shoulder and like,
performers?
gestures, and the pair of you start
Like
like
an
heading
improv
through the
group?
woods towards
Something
the
like
entrance of
that.
the gate, and we will get to you guys in a moment.
Cool.
We made a whole lot of people mad. Very quickly.
You see, I seem to be really good at that. So like,
We get paid.
You're gonna summon some bitches? What does that look like?
Okay. So, Petrie is kind of.
Are we sneaking through town to get to the stage, or are we just making as much noise as we can?
we don't know yet.
Okay.
So Petrie is looking very thoughtful for a second, and then kind of closes her eyes, and then they start muttering in a mixture of sort of druidic and a smidgen of Elvish here and there, and I don't remember if I know.
I understand the Elvish.
Yep.
You know, the shirt elf.
Yeah, no, not that. So,
Sylvan.
I know
I don't know that.
Petrie has actually been doing this for a little while.
yeah.
You guys kind of turn back around and
It's just,
they're in the middle of...
it's lost in Petrie's normal muttering, so, like, you can't really
I just
tell.
can't understand the druidic. That's the only thing.
So, here and there you hear something like things from childhood and pretty branches and things like that. And then kind of from the ground you see like a little sprout, like a little like, and it just looks like a regular tree. And then it's just like, and it's like a tree hand. And then like another one, and they crawl on the ground like fucking zombies, but these two just magnificent dryads.
Right.
That's what it's just
You're
looking
gonna
like
need to look that up.
horrified.
Perfect.
Because
Okay.
Conjurer Woodland Being says I can do 2 challenge rating of 1.
Correct. So you can
So-
have 2 dryads.
Yes.
They can make you a shit ton of good berries if that's what you want them to
Yeah,
do.
it's just
They're basically just little druids. Oh, that's cute. Oh, that's interesting.
yeah, Fey Charm. That's what I'm
Yeah.
into. Hello.
Need a dispenser
Petrie,
here.
what the fuck? You
The dryads.
never cease to amaze me.
The two of them turn to face you, Petrie, and one of them goes, "Hi!"
I swear to God, if it's McKennedy.
It's not McKennedy.
Okay.
It's Enchantress from Dota 2.
That's funny.
Hi, Petrie!
Hi.
It's been a while!
Yeah, it's been a long time. How have you been?
Oh, you know, okay.
Yeah?
Yeah. The other one goes, "Yeah!" They sound very similar. All dryads sort of sound the same.
Cool.
What are we doing?
So we need to make a big distraction in this town.
Oh, excellent!
Yeah.
Why?
Yeah, well, we've got a team trying to sneak in to steal some bones to put back in a church so the big vampire thing will go away.
Oh, that sounds way more fun. Can we do that one?
No, I'm sorry. I would have sent one of you with them, but it didn't seem proper.
I did want to go.
I'm sorry.
One of them has like a 1 on its chest. One of them has like a 2 on its chest.
It's like
Unless you
carved,
wanted to be
it's like
named.
carved in like someone, like, you know how people do like a heart and initials.
It's very like
It's
straight
like-
lines.
Right.
Well, what do you want us to do?
Well, I was thinking just kind of helping us sneak into the main square first, with all of your apparently really good stealth shit. They've got like fucking
Does
+5
Passive
on
have a
stealth.
trace stack? Because
Yeah,
both of these
yes.
dryads also know Passive had a trace. Well, one of them can cast it, and you guys
Yeah,
can have
that'd
a
be great.
good time.
Yeah, so, we just, we need you to help us get to here and then help
That's
us
like
kind
the
of
first
defend
Google
ourselves.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
you're great at it.
Oh yeah.
I love your moss.
Thanks. I've been growing it out.
Yeah.
It doesn't look weird, does it?
No, not at all. It's
You
not
sure?
in that weird phase anymore, you know, where it's kind of long, kind of not.
None of you guys have any idea
Yeah.
what's being said except for Malrian, who
Yeah.
I believe speaks Sylvan.
I do
Yeah.
speak Sylvan.
Well, are we gonna go?
And I'm gonna
Let's
look
do
at-
some violence.
I'm gonna look at you guys and say, in whatever comment, I guess. So they're ready when you are.
Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
One of the dryads kind of like gestures, and this thin, wispy, greenish fog emanates from its body and clings to you. And this fog kind of settles on your skin, and you feel the sort of sensations of the world dampen a little bit, and you feel quieter. Any stealth checks you make, you will now make with an additional plus.
Nice.
Dana, remember that you make them a disadvantage because you're a loud, clunky boy. For as long
And
as
this
thing
lasts
is
for an
active.
hour.
It does, as long as the dryads also last for an hour.
Oh.
So,
Well, hopefully we'll I think we'll get there pretty fast.
okay, you guys can get moving. You approach.
We only need it till we get there.
Everyone, if you guys are approaching the city stealthily, I need you to roll a stealth check.
Please don't fuck me.
It's a 15.
15.
Because my first was an 18.
Oh, I wasn't paying attention.
29.
29. Roll for the dryads as well.
It's like looking
27.
in the future.
27. Van Richten rolled a 18.
Well, that one's a rolled 19, so we're just
A
gonna
lot?
say
At least 29 plus whatever.
yeah.
It's just like, were they actually
And then
there?
the other one is a 12 plus 10. So.
Okay, so you guys managed to, even with sort of the clanking of Daramesh and the kind of surprisingly unsteady footsteps of Rudolph Van Richten, you are able to be pretty sure that you're not noticed as you slip by the Vistani encampment and head towards the western gate. As you approach, Lithra, make a perception check.
Welp. 13.
You notice shambling along the tops of the walls are several unpleasant-looking figures. You would guess that they are probably zombies, although you're not for sure.
I'm not using a channel divinity. Oh well.
You say they're not. We're not sure if they're zombies.
She's
We're
not
not
sure if
sure.
they're zombies.
I'm not sure because I'm not using my fucking channel divinity thingy because that's a waste because I can use it for other things.
You would guess that they are probably zombies, but it's not a 100%. This is totally a zombie situation.
I'll like get everyone's attention and point to the figures so everyone else is aware.
Okay. They're walking kind of slowly back and forth, seemingly guarding, but they don't seem to be like looking out very much. They're sort of just like walking around slowly. Van Richten says, "I don't know why someone would make zombies guards. Not that they can do anything about it.
They're just an alarm.
Be careful and time your movements through the gates."
Noggin Vistal had undead also that just screamed real loud whenever people got near. So that might be what they're for.
Well, then wait until they're at their farthest now. And you guys run as quickly as you can through the gate as the zombies kind of walk away.
And I'm still on Norman status.
You are.
So it's just like a weird hand, like
Beep, 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 beep. Although you
Slapping
get the impression
against
that it
the
will
ground.
be fairly difficult to keep him hidden.
Yeah.
Norman Cetus is luckily silent because he is a ghostly steed, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay, because you guys are the distraction team. Catchel, as you are flying above the city, you kind of flutter around, and you see no people whatsoever.
Do I see any other bats?
Make a perception check.
Natural 1.
oh shit.
You
Fuck this
see,
guy.
you see no other bats.
You don't.
You're the only bat in the world. You do a little loop-de-loop. It's so freeing to be in the air.
Okay.
It takes you a minute or two, but you get your bearings. You see the wreckage of the inn. You see multiple burnt structures. At this point, the town seems almost more burnt than not. And eventually you find your way to what you would guess is Wachter House. About a 5 to 10 minutes sneak from the entrance, which you guys notice that both of the gates of Valakia are wide open.
They're waiting for us.
You don't know. But they are open. They're not shut, they're not barred. The eastern gate, likewise, is wide open. And as you flutter down towards Wachter House, or what you assume to be Wachter House, you do finally see figures that aren't zombies, like controlling the walls. You see a pair of robed human-looking figures, dragging between them a third slumped, possibly unconscious human figure. And I would like you to make another perception check.
21.
You don't recognize the robed humans. You don't think that you've ever met them in your life. The one in the middle, you're pretty sure you do recognize. It takes you a moment, but I couldn't help myself but make it the woman who owned the bookstore.
Here.
You express such concern, so Dan has to kill them.
I have to at least make them in danger.
Okay. There's nothing I can do about that right now.
She seems to be unconscious, or at least not resisting. Her feet are sort of dragging along the dirt road. And as you sort of, you're confident that you've got your bearings and you turn away, they have pulled the front door open and are bringing her into the house.
Have a number 2 on my to-do list. Okay, so he's got a rough idea of the house.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to try to fly towards the eastern gate and see what route would be best for the other 2 to take.
Okay.
And then theoretically meet back up with them.
Give me an investigation check. And then we'll switch back to the main.
Not great. No, it's only a 5.
Okay. That's a bit difficult to see. Nothing stands out to you as like an ideal sort of back road to get there.
Mm-hmm.
There's lots of wreckage. You see that there's primarily just the main road, and you might have to stick to the shadows there. You don't see any obvious pathways to go any other ways.
He'll still fly back to meet them.
Okay. Elm, you've been walking slowly through the woods with Esmeralda, and you have just about made it around the city to the to sort of being able to see the other gate that you're going to be going through when Tatzel flutters up next to you and reappears.
As a boy?
As a boy. Okay. I assume.
Am I dirty?
Pretty. Not too bad, but like he's got a smudgy face.
Okay, so it's pretty obvious where we need to go. They're still dragging people inside, and it's really the only place I saw alive. You're smirking. Unfortunately, though, because they've burned everything down, it doesn't seem like it will be easy to sneak in.
Esmeralda says, "Well, I could help with that." And she holds your hands, and she casts greater invisibility.
Oh, Jesus.
Yay.
And
She
you
cast
guys
it
are
on 2
invisible.
people?
Yeah, she can. She can cast it on 3.
Wow.
You are now invisible,
Woohoo!
as long as you remain in contact with Esmeralda.
Holding hands.
You see a similar thing, these zombies walking across the tops of these gates, but otherwise you see no other movement whatsoever.
What do you think? Get as close as we can.
Yes.
Watch
I
people
love it.
come out. Sounds good. Do it.
That's that's current
Maybe.
mood.
Roll self checks.
13.
Quite good. You are fairly confident that you make no noise as you head into the city.
Mm-hmm.
Jesus.
Is it still raining?
It is. Badly.
It doesn't. I've not been
Could
around
be
river
weird.
invisibility before. Does it seem like water is like hitting us and obviously spraying off?
It is. I know, but it's better than nothing.
How well did my dirt hold up then?
It was real muddy.
Mm.
And, like, not a lot of raindrop hit bats, per se. So, like, it's not ideal. You guys kind of take station outside of Octor and I will describe it a little bit if you would like to make perception checks.
20.
9. Element is it's a house. It is 2 stories, it looks like. Mostly rectangular. There's a part, just kind of gardens off to one side that look completely untended, as if no one has gardened in at least months, if not years. Adjacent to the garden is a sort of a large area with multiple windows that has mostly been encrusted with ivy. That looks to be a sitting room of some sort. There's a front door.
Open?
No windows are open. Neither are any doors. Currently, you can see the front door that the robed figures went in through. And if you would like to go around, there may be others, but you don't see any other obvious means of entering.